My name is Dr. Lisa Hudson and I'm a speech pathologist. I have been working with children and adults who stutter since 1987 and I continue to learn more and more about stuttering from people just like you and from eminent researchers around the world. I would like to introduce you to two other people who will be doing the Ezy Speech course with you today, Stuart and Ashleigh. I wish all of you every success over the duration of the course, and I'm confident that with your effort and use of the technique I will provide, you will gain a level of control over your stutter that can be life-changing. Some important aspects the course will cover include fluency with support. The technique of Ezy Speech is firmly based on a system of prolonged speech. Ezy Speech has been developed by both speech pathologists and stutterers themselves to maximise the benefits of prolonged speech methods. More emphasis is now placed on the breathing process, transitional ideas, maintenance programs, and Ezy Speech ongoing support systems. Ezy Speech is being offered worldwide and does indeed offer fluency with support. Retraining. The Ezy Speech course is aimed at retraining you, the person with a stutter, to speak fluently. You will be part of a real Ezy Speech fluency course involving two other recovering stutterers. The technique is based soundly on a type of breathing known as diaphragmatic breathing, where speech is dropped onto a continuous and uninterrupted airflow. You will be given explanations of how speech is formed and how stutters occur. You will be introduced to and trained in a technique that involves making smooth sounds and using new foundation rates of speech. Within a few hours, if the technique and recommendations are adopted, you will experience the feeling of being in control. The new you. Our psychologist, Judy Rafferty, will discuss the significance of newfound fluency and the many ways it can change lives for the better. Positive personal changes, including confidence, self-esteem, and becoming a better listener, can be expected and will be discussed in this session. Judy will help you understand how and why these positive changes can occur. Repetition and practice. The focus will be on repetition during the course and consistent practice after the course. This is important to imprint the methods required for success. In fact, you are strongly encouraged to repeat all practice segments of the course until you are comfortable with each segment and your own technique. Expect to learn the Ezy Speech technique while speaking very slowly. Slow foundation rates are necessary so that you can monitor what your body is doing while you speak, and so that you can successfully achieve perfection with the technique. Once you have mastered Ezy Speech, your speech will return to an average level. Breath band. The use of the new Ezy Speech breath band will be encouraged to help you focus on diaphragmatic breathing, both during the course and in outside situations. Family and friends. Your family members and friends are encouraged to sit in on parts of the course. This is designed to give them an understanding of the technique you need to adopt and the importance of using this technique at home. Ongoing support from family members is important in maintenance of the technique long term. Transition. Dave Edwards, a recovering stutterer with over 10 years' experience as a speech coach, will give important insight into methods that will help you take Ezy Speech and use it in the outside world. Maintenance. In the latter part of the course, an important self-maintenance program or mini booster is provided for you to practice the technique on a daily basis. Daily practice is recommended to help keep your new technique strong and progress your fluency towards your established goals. The Ezy Speech way of life is something that in time all course participants, new and old, can share. Your experiences, new techniques, individual levels of fluency, and methods of keeping in control. We realise that you will need to take breaks throughout the course. During these breaks away from the course, it is extremely important to maintain the Ezy Speech technique and not slip back into old habits. By doing this, you are taking your fluency with you, which should be seen as the first sign that you are gaining control. We recommend that this course be conducted in a quiet, comfortable location. Relax in a comfy chair or lie on the floor with a pillow supporting your head, and let yoga expert Elaine Croft conduct her relaxation segment and introduce you to a wonderful and healthy breathing technique.
This relaxation will be of great benefit to you and very pleasant. It will help you to reduce stress and to do your own self-healing. Bring yourself into a lying position on the floor. Check that your spine is as flat to the floor as possible. Your head aligned with the spine, arms loosely at your sides, but turn the palms of your hands slightly upwards. Close your eyes and be aware of your breathing. Direct the flow of air down to the lower part of your lungs. Take in a nice, slow, deep inhalation, and as you inhale, feel the tummy rise gently. On the exhalation, let the tummy fall. Your tummy rises on the inhalation, exhale, and the tummy falls. Just continue with that lovely, slow, deep abdominal breathing. Now you are using your full lung capacity, and your breathing is beginning to slow down. When the breathing slows down, that slows down the heartbeat. Then the blood pressure lowers, your body temperature lowers. Now you're starting to feel just a little sleepy as you sink into this very pleasant state of relaxation. Now mentally, in your mind, just link your mind to the sound of my voice and we'll travel through the body, checking each part. Send thoughts right down to your toes. Move the toes a little. Tell them to relax. Relax the soles of your feet. Feel relaxation creeping up into the legs. Relax the calves. Feel the knees relax. Back of the knees, relax. Thighs, relax. Buttocks, relax. Now think about your whole spine, and on each exhalation, feel that the whole spine is just sinking down into the floor. All the tension is leaving your back. Let the shoulder blades sag. Relax right across the top of the shoulders, into that tension spot at the back of the neck. Relax the back of the neck and right across the shoulders. Let the shoulders just sink down. Come on, remove all the load from your shoulders. Relax the back of your head. Now the crown of the head. And ever so gently smooth out your forehead. Wipe away any frowning lines. Let your eyes relax. Let the eyes sink back deep into your head. Your eyelids are softly closed. Smile just a little to relax the face muscles. Let the lower jaw just drop down. Release any tension in the chin and the jawline. Relax the tongue. Just let the tongue rest behind the lower front teeth. The moment that your tongue is relaxed, the chin and the jaw relax too. You try it. Relax your tongue and your whole face will relax. Now let the chest relax. Abdomen relax, all around the navel region, you know, where you get so much tension. Just think about the slow, deep tummy breathing, the tummy rising and falling, massaging away all tension from the solar plexus. Now your whole body is beginning to feel very light. You are beginning to feel very, very light. Your whole body now is completely, totally relaxed. Whole body is completely relaxed. Now to relax your mind, we're going to visualize. I want you to imagine in your mind that you're standing on a headland high above the ocean, soft green grass at your feet. The gentle warmth of the sun, it's very soothing. A gentle breeze blows over your face. You're facing into the breeze. On the farthest point of the headland, you notice a white lighthouse standing out against the blue of the horizon. So you walk toward the lighthouse, then step inside. There is a staircase, a circular stair leading up, and you begin to climb the stair. A window is passed on the way up the staircase, and you look out and you can see the beautiful blue of the calm sea. The sun's rays are reflecting on the water. When you reach the top of the staircase, a door opens into a circular room. It looks very quiet and serene. There are seats around the walls, soft, relaxing chairs, all covered with soft cushions. Cushions are scattered on the floor, and a soft carpet at your feet. And you settle down to wherever looks to be the most inviting area to you. Look out through the lighthouse windows. See the far horizon. Soft white clouds are drifting. Seagulls softly glide in the heavens. One may dive down to the ocean and retrieve something, and then it's away again into the heavens. It's a very calm sea. Some gulls are just floating and being gently rocked by the tiny ripples of waves. A small fishing boat could be just drifting. The sun's rays are reflected on the top of the water, and there is some white to suggest the crest of very small waves over toward the rocks on the other side of the bay. And you nestle down. You can feel the peace, the calmness, the serenity of your surroundings. It's permeating your whole being, enveloping you. This is your place of serenity. It has seeped very deep into your innermost being, and you will remember this for quite some time. You will, in fact, be able to recreate this picture and this feeling whenever you wish, at any time, no matter where you are. Just sink down. Listen to the sound of the ocean, the gulls circling overhead. Rest, rest, rest. Now, it is time to leave your lighthouse. Just feel yourself getting up from where you have been resting. Walk across the soft carpet. Go through the door and down the staircase. Move out into the warm sunlight. Feel the soft, gentle breeze on your face again. Smell the grass, the sea air, even taste the salty air. Now just dissolve that whole picture from your mind, but remain very relaxed and at ease. Your body and your mind feel very rested. You have been completely relaxed. Slowly now begin to wake up. Start to breathe a little more deeply and feel energy beginning to flow into every part of your body. Move your hands and fingers just a little bit. Wriggle the toes a little bit. Now take in a lovely deep breath. Raise the arms above your head and stretch yourself out fully on the floor. Big stretch. Stretch. And now roll slowly over to the right side. Arch your back. Come back onto your spine. Roll to the left side. Arch your back. Come slowly back onto your spine. And just take your time when you feel ready. Very slowly bring yourself into a sitting position. Om Shanti. Peace be with you always.
The breath is the platform upon which speech is built. We can't make a sound without it. Your breathing technique is the key to the success of the Ezy Speech program. Ezy Speech is based on continual and uninterrupted airflow. We will talk about breathing and modifying your breathing technique to enhance fluency. It is important firstly to understand how we construct our individual speech sounds so that we may put modifications into place. Generally speaking, the mechanism for generating human speech can be subdivided into three parts: the lungs, the vocal folds within the larynx, and the articulators. Your lungs are your pump and produce the airflow that facilitates the vocal folds in your larynx to vibrate and produce audible sound. The subtleties of the muscles in the larynx produce variation in the sound pitch by lengthening or shortening the vocal folds. For example, when we make the sound ah. The articulators, or parts of the vocal tract above the larynx, tongue, cheeks, lips, etc., can interrupt the sound to also make audible variations to form recognisable speech. Parts of the vocal tract, including the upper parts of the larynx and the articulators, are capable of cutting off airflow completely in order to create hard contacts during speech, such as g, b and t. Hard contacts are accepted and used commonly within human speech formation. A spoken word or syllable containing a stop consonant requires the tongue or lips to stop airflow. And some examples are bat, cat, mirror, deep, mountain. Other sounds produced during speech are friction-based sounds where the airflow is affected by the muscles but is not cut off by them. And some examples are fire, heavy, versus. The other sounds that we make are vowel sounds. These sounds do not impede airflow unless they occur at the start of a word or syllable. Then they are similar to friction-based sounds. And some examples are open, inside, enter. A stutter can disrupt the flow of speech by some or all of the following: involuntary repetitions, ba, 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 prolongation of sounds, syllables, words or phrases, involuntary silent pauses or blocks in which the person is unable to produce sounds, ha, ha, ha. These are all examples of airflow being disrupted by inappropriate use of muscles in the area of the neck, upper chest and or the muscles of the mouth and tongue. Often the fear of stuttering itself is enough to cause the individual to tense the upper chest and neck area. This tension can restrict the usual vocal system of subtle muscle movement and airflow. Blocks, hesitations or repetitions can follow. If you have been stuttering for say 30 years, and let's say you have tried to initiate conversation 50 times a day with variable success, then potentially you have had negative reinforcement of your speech over 500,000 times. No wonder you may have a fear of speech. So now we have to break your speech down and learn to speak with Ezy Speech technique. As I mentioned before, we have to learn to breathe in a relaxed and unrestricted way. This is the key to the whole technique. The breathing method is known as diaphragmatic breathing, where breath is directed into the lower part of the lung. Breathing in this fashion leads to much less muscle involvement in the neck and upper chest areas. Put on the Ezy Speech breath band and adjust as per the instructions. Make sure the harness is comfortable, firm but not too tight, and around the upper chest just below the armpits. Ensure that your chest is relaxed and your lungs are not full of air when the band is tightened. The use of the breath band is to remind you to direct the intake of air to the lower part of your lung using your diaphragm. If you continue to try to inflate the upper part of your lung or your chest, you will experience difficulty in breathing. This is physical feedback. Use this feedback as a reminder. Diaphragmatic breathing is relaxing and you will find in time that it will become automatic even when you are not wearing the breath band. Try to keep the breath band in place throughout the duration of the course. Many of you will know that diaphragmatic breathing is practiced by singers and yoga experts and has been proven to enhance the health of the body overall, as well as leading to a more relaxed bodily state. Good use of abdominal breathing is very important and will enhance your adoption of the Ezy Speech technique. Relax and breathe slowly. You should notice that your tummy rises with every intake of breath. Breathe in a rhythmical way, slowly in and slowly out. Allow yourself up to 5 minutes to practice this breathing style. If you prefer, you can lie on the floor and practice with a book on your tummy, just to check that it's your diaphragm and not your chest doing all the work. As you practice diaphragmatic breathing, the book and your tummy should rise and fall. Also try sitting on the floor with your hands behind your back in support. This is also a good position to practice abdominal breathing. Notice how this breathing technique causes your tummy to expand. Practice this type of breathing as often as possible. We suggest that you pause the DVD now and practice diaphragmatic breathing and feel the effect of the breath band. This is your new breathing technique. Remember, when you breathe, you tummy breathe. You could then try practicing without the breath band. Throughout the course, you will see the letters P and R appear on your screen. After Ashleigh and Stuart take their turns, the letters P and R, standing for practice and replay, will appear on the screen. This is your cue to practice. Practice and replay as many times as you like. To replay the segment that you have just done, simply press back or equivalent on your controller. Remember, don't continue with the next segment of the course until you are happy with the exercise and/or your technique. If you don't want to practice, simply allow the course to continue. If you want to revisit another segment of the course, simply press back or equivalent on your controller the desired number of times, or go back to the main menu and select the desired segment. We now have to initiate some smooth sounds and drop these sounds onto a smooth airflow. We will practice the technique of soft contacts with gentle onsets. That is, we enunciate softly with airflow. With this technique, there are no hard contacts and no breaks in airflow. Remember that it is very important that we do not have breaks in airflow, as these can cause or lead to blocks or hesitations, which are common occurrences during stuttering. Let's review what we said about stop consonants. Stop consonants are usually spoken with a break in airflow. For example, with the word break. There are 2 breaks in airflow, one at the beginning of the word with the B and one at the end of the word with the K. Sounding out the letter B sees a break in airflow. This occurs when the lips come together to form the sound of the consonant. The letter K also produces a break in airflow when sounded out, only this time when the back of the tongue contacts the roof of your mouth. Practice pronouncing these 2 consonants and understand that there is indeed a break in your airflow. Break.
Break.
It is important to emphasise here that the technique of Ezy Speech reminds us that breaks in airflow during speech can lead to blocks, hesitant speech and possible stutters. Break. So let's try saying these hard contact consonants smoothly. This is called using soft contacts. Instead of pronouncing B with a hard B sound, try saying it with your lips slightly apart and pronouncing va. Don't forget, take a slow in-breath Be aware of the breath band, and remember we want no tightness in the chest. Pronounce va, allowing the airflow to continue after the sound stops. Don't forget to take a slow in-breath before each try. 3 times, please. Va, va, va,
va, va, va.
Notice the airflow is not halted and the consonant is pronounced smoothly in Ezy Speech. Va. Now try the consonant K. Try saying it with your tongue slightly down from the roof of your mouth, and instead of K, pronounce the letter K as Ka. So using the breath band, pronounce Ka. 3 times, slow in breath and allow the airflow to continue after the sound ends. Ka, ka, ka,
Ka, ka, ka.
Notice with this sound the airflow is also not restricted and is good Ezy Speech technique. Ka. Now we need to use the Ezy Speech technique with the whole word break. Try saying the word break with no hard contacts at all. Instead of break, say the word as break, without losing the thread of airflow. Pronounce break using Ezy Speech 3 times. Slow in breath and allow the air to continue after the sound ends. Break, break, break.
Break, break, break.
Notice with this sound the airflow is also not restricted and is good Ezy Speech technique. Break. I want you to practice all the hard consonants using the Ezy Speech technique. These are the hard consonants and examples are on your screen. Pronounce all these words using Ezy Speech. Repeat each word twice. Slow in breath and allow the airflow to continue after the sound ends. Don't forget to use your breath band. Fat, fat,
dog, dog,
gosh, gosh,
jack, jack,
kite, kite,
lip, lip,
mash, mash,
neck, neck,
plan, plan,
quote, quote,
went, went, Now I want you to practice initial vowel sounds using the Ezy Speech technique. These are vowels and examples of words beginning with a vowel sound. Repeat each word twice, slow in breath, and allow the airflow to continue after the sound ends. Don't forget to use the breath band. Apple, apple,
engine, engine,
insect, insect,
object, object,
under, You have reached the point where you can now put this Ezy Speech technique into practice in a controlled way. I will now ask you to drop a number of syllables and words onto your airflow stream in a rhythmical and controlled manner. Firstly, I will ask you to maintain a rate of speech which is no greater than 50 syllables per minute. This is a slow and controlled rate and forms one of the foundation rates of the Ezy Speech technique. From an understanding of the system and plenty of practice at 50 syllables per minute, faster speeds can then be achieved. Mastering the skills at 50 syllables per minute leads to confidence in the technique and an understanding of how your new speech technique will work at higher speeds. Once you feel confident at 50 syllables per minute, we will move to 100 syllables per minute and then to 150 syllables per minute, a rate that is quite acceptable in everyday situations. It is important to mention now that you must be active in your participation in this course, not passive. What I mean is to follow the lead given by Ashleigh and Stuart. Watch and listen to Ashleigh and Stuart's technique. Although it may not be your turn to talk, I want you to breathe with Ashleigh and Stuart and imagine you're saying their words with them. This activity will increase your ability to absorb the technique and imprint new methods in your brain more quickly. So remember, be active, not passive. Strive for perfection in the technique, as this is the main reason for practicing at a rate as slow as 50 syllables per minute. I will start the strobe in the top right of your screen whenever you are practicing. You will see a soft pulse of green light on your screen. This is provided as an aid to you while we are doing the exercises at 50 syllables per minute. Don't hesitate to use the pulse to help you stay at the correct rate. Firstly, I will ask you to count at 50 syllables per minute. On one in-breath, using the breath band correctly, count from 1 to 4, linking all of the sounds and dropping them onto continuous airflow. And of course, allowing the airflow to continue after the sound of 4. Take a second slow in-breath and repeat counting from 5 to 7. Follow the example on the screen. Remember that we are speaking by pronouncing syllables, with 7 being 2 syllables. So this is pronounced 7. I would like you all to count at 50 syllables per minute. Remember, slow in breath, 1 to 4, slow in breath, then 5 to 7. Repeat this 5 times. Ashleigh and Stuart, you can count together. Don't forget to use your breath bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. From now on, when we practice our Ezy Speech foundation rates, I will ask you not only to count, but to also use positive mantras, which can take the place of simply counting. A mantra is basically a positive phrase or group of phrases that you can use when practicing. These will be important following the course and when you are using exercises to strengthen and maintain your technique. Remember the technique: slow in-breath, phrase, pause, phrase, and pause. This is rhythmical breathing with no breaks in airflow. Sounds are linked together by a thread of airflow. Give equal time to the pause as you do to the phrase. Don't forget, the pause is the slow diaphragmatic in-breath and is one of the most important parts of Ezy Speech. You are wearing the breath band? Don't forget to use it. When speaking at 50 syllables per minute, I encourage no more than 4 to 6 syllables per breath, which is equivalent to about 3 to 4 seconds of speech. Follow this by 3 to 4 seconds of slow in-breath. Follow the example on the screen. Repeat this mantra 3 times, please.
I am fluent when I use perfect practice.
I am fluent when I use perfect practice. I am fluent when I use perfect practice.
From this point, I want all speech to be at 50 syllables per minute for the rest of this session, including during any meal breaks you may have and any conversation with others in your environment. By maintaining your speech rate at this slower foundation rate, you are effectively retraining the brain to think fluent. This is where individual self-control is required. For example, if someone comes into the room during this session or any other time during this course, then it is up to you to use the technique you have learnt. Do not use your usual spontaneous speech. No spontaneous speech. Do not fall into the trap of reacting to someone asking you a question and responding quickly in your old ways. Spontaneous speech is a trap for anyone trying to adopt new speech techniques. Use precise technique and rise to the challenge now. If a parent or friend knocks on the door and asks you what you want for lunch, or any other question for that matter, how do you respond? With technique. That's how. Always respond with technique. Using the technique you have now learnt, I will ask you to deliver a monologue. A monologue is simply whatever you would like to talk about. However, your first monologues will simply be reading the animated phrases that will appear on the screen. Remember, use all the aids and skills that you now have. I will ask you, Stuart, to read the monologue at 50 syllables per minute.
Ezy Speech has helped me maintain my fluency. It has given me the confidence and the technique to stay fluent not only with my family, but also in outside situations.
Don't forget to phrase, pause. The technique is rhythmical and gives each syllable equal time and airflow. Now your turn, and don't forget to repeat this important foundation step as many times as necessary to feel confident with the technique. Once you complete reading this monologue, repeat it if you desire, or practice delivering your own monologues about any topic you are interested in. Look, listen and learn from observing Stuart and Ashleigh, and modify your technique where necessary. If you are not confident at 50 syllables per minute, I would recommend that you complete the 50 syllable per minute segment once again, or until you are comfortable with your technique. You should not have any stuttery feelings at 50 syllables per minute if you are using the system correctly. If you don't have any friends or family with you, find someone you know and try out the technique either during the course or as soon as you can after the completion of the course. Remember, use all the skills you have learnt. You can even wear the breath band under your shirt so that it still gives you that reminder to use the important diaphragmatic breathing. If you feel like it, have a short break and rejoin the course when you are ready. To summarise, remember to use diaphragmatic breathing. It is your motor and provides the fuel for your technique. Use a slow in-breath before speaking. Try not to be too monotone and use inflection in your voice, even at this slow rate. Remember, 50 syllables per minute is one of the foundation rates of the Ezy Speech technique. A rock-solid foundation is the only thing on which to build your new fluent speech, so practice this rate until you can do it at will. If you are happy to continue on, we will now speed up a little more and move up to 100 syllables per minute. This seems much faster than 50 syllables per minute, and although you must use the same routines, you can put more personality into the rate, use more inflection and cover more information. People always seem to be happier when they move up to faster rates, but don't be too eager. Unless you have a good handle on the technique at 50 syllables per minute, don't go on to 100 syllables per minute, because any problems or slight inaccuracies will only escalate and become very obvious. Remember, you can repeat any segment at any time. I will start the strobe in the top right of your screen whenever you are practicing. You will see a soft pulse of green light on your screen. This is an indication of the required speech rate of 100 syllables per minute. Firstly, I will ask you to count at 100 syllables per minute. On one in-breath, using the breath band correctly, count from 1 to 7, linking all the sounds and dropping them onto a continuous airflow, and allowing the airflow to continue after the sound of 7. Take a second, slow in-breath, repeat counting from 8 to 12. Don't hesitate to use the pulse to help you stay at the correct rate. I would like you all to repeat this 5 times. Ashleigh and Stuart, you can count together. Don't forget to use your breath bands.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I will ask you now to practice a mantra as we did at 50 syllables per minute, only this time at 100 syllables per minute. Remember the technique: slow in-breath, phrase, pause, phrase, and pause. This is rhythmical breathing with no breaks in airflow. Sounds are linked together by a thread of airflow. Give equal time to the pause as you do for the phrase. Don't forget, the pause is the slow diaphragmatic in-breath and is one of the most important parts of Ezy Speech. You are wearing the breath band, don't forget to use it. Throughout this session, I would like you to maintain a rate no faster than 100 syllables per minute and be careful not to fall into the trap of spontaneous speech. When speaking at 100 syllables per minute, I encourage no more than 7 to 10 syllables per breath, which is equivalent to about 3 to 4 seconds of speech. Follow this by 3 to 4 seconds of slow in-breath. Repeat this 3 times, please.
I am fluent when I practice using Ezy Speech TV. I am fluent when I practice using Ezy Speech technique. I am fluent when I practice using Ezy Speech technique.
Arms, please.
I am fluent when I practice the Ezy Speech technique. I am fluent when I practice the Ezy Speech technique. I am fluent when I practice the Ezy Speech technique.
Hi Ashley, how's the course been going?
Great. We are in the middle of learning our Ezy Speech technique. Have you met Stu yet?
No, not yet. Hi, my name's David. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Pleased to meet you. So guys, how's the course been going?
It's been helping me a great deal. We've been learning the technique at foundation rates. I feel really fluent and in control.
That's great, guys. It sounds like you're at about 100 syllables per minute. Keep up that great work.
The technique should be starting to become more comfortable for you. I will now ask you to deliver another monologue. Again, follow and read the animated phrases that will appear on the screen. Remember, use all the aids and skills that you have now learnt. I will ask you, Stuart, to read the monologue at 100 syllables per minute.
Ezy Speech has helped me maintain good levels of fluency. It has given me the confidence and the technique to stay fluent, not only with my family, but also in the outside world. With practice and daily maintenance, my fluency will grow stronger. People will see my speech improving and admire me for my effort.
Don't forget to phrase, pause. The technique is rhythmical and give each syllable equal time and airflow. I compare the technique to a train pulling out of a station. Each carriage is a syllable, with all the carriages being linked together and riding along the track of airflow. Now your turn, and don't forget to repeat this important foundation step as many times as necessary to feel confident with the technique. Once you complete reading this monologue, repeat it if you desire, or practice delivering your own monologues at 100 syllables per minute about any topic you wish. I would now like you, Ashleigh, to deliver a 2-minute talk on a topic of your own choice. You will have the assistance of the strobe. The rate will be 100 syllables per minute. Use all the Ezy Speech skills and techniques that you have learnt throughout the course. I will ask you, Stuart, to critique Ashleigh after her talk. This will also be done at 100 syllables per minute. Ensure you offer constructive criticism, focusing on what Ashleigh should do next time.
I must look at the adoption of the Ezy Speech technique as not only a change in the way that I speak, but more importantly, the change in myself. I will feel more confident in myself and take on roles in life that are more challenging for me. The thought of stuttering will take less and less of a controlling factor in my life. Life is a gift to us all and should be experienced to its fullest extent, allowing residual negativity to thrive between my ears will not only hinder the adoption of my Ezy speech technique, but also restrict me experiencing life to the fullest.
Thank you, Ashleigh. Stuart, what did you think?
Ashleigh, I thought you used Ezy speech technique very well. I felt that there were only a couple of contacts that could be softer next time. Maybe a couple of your phrases could have fewer syllables in them. Try to use no more than 10 syllables per breath when you're using 100 syllables per minute. You are using good breathing technique. Well done.
Now practice Ashleigh's monologue, which will be presented in text on your screen. Remember, these are foundation rates and need to be harnessed with excellent technique. Once you complete reading this monologue, repeat the reading as many times as you need, or practice delivering your own 2-minute monologue at 100 syllables per minute about any topic you wish. Look, listen and learn from observing Stuart and Ashleigh and modify your technique where necessary. If you are not confident at 100 syllables per minute, I would recommend that you repeat this segment until you are comfortable with your technique. You should not have any stuttery feelings at 100 syllables per minute if you are using all the skills correctly. If you don't have any friends or family with you, find someone you know and try out the technique, either during the course or as soon as you can after the completion of the course. Remember, use all the skills you have learnt. You can even wear the breath band under your shirt so that it still gives you a reminder to use the important diaphragmatic breathing. If you feel like it, have a short break and rejoin the course when you are ready. To summarise, remember to use diaphragmatic breathing. It is your motor and it provides the fuel for your technique. Use a slow in-breath before speaking and drop the sound onto the airflow. Maintain good phrase pause technique. When using 100 syllables per minute, try to keep the number of syllables per breath to between 7 and 10. At the faster foundation rates, try to use more personality, eye contact and voice inflection with plenty of volume. In other words, try to make 100 syllables per minute sound as interesting as possible. If you are happy to continue on, we will now speed up to 150 syllables per minute. This seems much faster than 100 syllables per minute, and although the same technique applies, this rate is comfortable to use and is a rate that many people speak at in our society. People always seem to be happier when they move up to the faster rates, but don't be too eager. Unless you have a good handle on the technique at 100 syllables per minute, don't go on to 150 syllables per minute, because any problems will only escalate. Remember, you can repeat any segment at any time. I will start the strobe in the top right of your screen whenever you are practicing. You will see a soft pulse of green light on your screen. This is an indication of the required speech rate of 150 syllables per minute. 150 syllables per minute is not classified as a foundation rate and is likened to a more comfortable speech rate to use in all situations. Once you have developed a good understanding of the Ezy Speech technique and you master using Ezy Speech at foundation rates of 50 syllables per minute and 100 syllables per minute, then the rate of 150 syllables per minute will come more easily. Remember that these rates are just a guide. With practice, you will eventually find a rate which is comfortable for you. Your comfortable rate may eventually be anywhere between 100 and 200 syllables per minute. Remember, there is no point moving up to the faster rates until you are comfortable with the slow rates. After you complete the 150 syllable per minute segment, you should have no stuttery feelings when you are using Ezy Speech. If you still have feelings of disfluency, go back to the 50 syllable per minute segment. If your foundation is rocky, go back and rebuild. All speech during this segment will be at 150 syllables per minute. I will ask you to count at this rate and follow the text and the soft strobe on the screen. Remember, be aware of your breath band. Correct diaphragmatic breathing at these faster rates is crucial in maintaining the other elements of the technique. Be aware of good pausing and allow plenty of time for the pause. I will now ask you to count at 150 syllables per minute. On one in-breath, using the breath band correctly, count from 1 to 10, linking all the sounds and dropping them onto a continuous airflow. And of course, allowing the airflow to continue after the sound of 10. You will see a soft pulse of green light on your screen. This is an indication of the required speech rate of 150 syllables per minute. This is provided as an aid to you while we are doing the exercises at 150. Don't hesitate to use the pulse to help you stay at the correct rate. Follow the animations on the screen, and I would like you to all repeat this 5 times. Don't forget to use your breath band.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
1,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I will ask you now to practice a mantra as we did at 50 and 100 syllables per minute, only this time at 150 syllables per minute. Remember the technique: slow in-breath, phrase, pause, phrase and pause. This is the rhythmical breathing with no breaks in airflow. Sounds are linked together by a thread of airflow. Give equal time to the pause as you do to the phrase. Don't forget, the pause is the slow diaphragmatic in-breath and is one of the most important parts of Ezy Speech. You are wearing the breath band, don't forget to use it. When speaking at 150 syllables per minute, I encourage no more than 9 to 13 syllables per breath, which is equivalent to about 4 to 5 seconds of speech. Follow this by 3 to 4 seconds of slow in-breath. Repeat this 4 times, please. Ashleigh, you and Stuart should repeat this twice each.
I am fluent when I practice my technique. I am fluent when I practice my technique.
I am fluent when I practice my technique. I am fluent when I practice my technique.
The Ezy Speech technique should now be starting to become more comfortable to you. Using the technique, I'll ask you to deliver another monologue at 150 syllables per minute. Again, follow and read the animated phrases that will appear on the screen. Remember, use all the aids and techniques that you now have. I will ask you, Stuart, to read the monologue at 150 syllables per minute with excellent technique.
Ezy Speech has helped me maintain good fluency. It has given me the technique to stay fluent, not only with my family, but also the outside world. With practice and daily maintenance, my fluency will grow stronger and stronger. People see my speech and confidence improving. I've introduced my family and friends to the technique of Ezy Speech, so they now understand the techniques I have to use in order to maintain fluency. I will include my family and friends when I practice. I'll tell them how important they are for my success. My loved ones expect me to use my technique at home. My family and friends remind me when I slip up. I maintain good technique with family and friends, and this helps me maintain confidence outside.
Remember, all the syllables are linked together by airflow. If you remember this, then your speech will sound smooth and flowing and will tend to be less jerky. Now your turn, and don't forget to repeat this as many times as necessary to feel confident with the technique. Once you complete reading the monologue, repeat the reading if you desire, or practice delivering your own monologues at 150 syllables per minute, speaking about any topic that you wish. Before we move on with the rest of the course, it is important that I emphasise that at this point, although we have completed the training sessions involving the Ezy Speech technique, your hard work and commitment is not over. It is from this point on that genuine discipline begins. You must set in place your life systems of maintenance, daily practice sessions, and build these around your desire to maintain your newly found fluency. The rest of this course will help you to adopt the right frame of mind and help you to take the Ezy Speech technique with you wherever you choose to go in life. If I could just say one thing to you here and now, it would be this. Please do not let the feeling of being fluent fool you. You are not cured. This is the biggest trap of all, thinking that you can now waltz through life speaking fluently without thinking of technique. Without technique, you will again slip back into your old stuttering ways. When you feel fluent, ensure that technique is always there and that you are always thinking of technique whenever you open your mouth to speak. This will help you in retracking a new fluent neural pathway. Remember the danger of spontaneous speech. This is the single most important cause of people slipping up. Never respond with your old spontaneous speech. In other words, never react without technique. This is your technique to harness your future fluency. Be proud of it. Be proud of yourself. You will, as we all do, slip up occasionally and falter. Don't let these times bring you down. Always focus on your fluency rather than moments of disfluency. People are and will be proud of you for what you have achieved. Don't forget to repeat the whole course or segments herein as often as you can. It is yours for life. I trust that you gain a great deal from the rest of this course.